What's up, Dragon Brood? Today, this is more of a fan request, if you will, for something to have in Standard 2022, and that's people have been asking about Monk class. I've built some with some of the other class cards, so it was only a matter of time before we found a way to use this one. I'm not totally sure what the best way is to utilize it, but we have some ideas, and I searched around the internet to try to find some other concepts for what people were doing, and I think I found a good middle ground for what we need to be trying to do with it. But for now, we're going to be playing an Azorius Monk class deck in Standard 2022. Alright, so we're going to talk about Monk class here. It is the kind of card of the moment that we're trying to build around. It allows your second spell you play each turn to be one less, which is super nice and convenient. If you get to the second level, it lets you return a non-land permanent to the owner's hand, which can be yours or your opponent's. And then for 3 mana, you can go to level 3, and then at the beginning of your upkeep, you get to exile a card. If you've already played a card that turn, you will get to play that spell. It remains exiled, so you can use it on the next turn, the following turn, whatever. The thing I will say about Monk class, that's a kind of a benefit here, is that all the levels are pretty cheap, right? You pay 2 and then you pay 3. So it's not hard at all to get it up to where you want, which also means you don't need to have a whole bunch of lands or a ton of mana to still be efficient to make use of the card. Now the downside is, most of the stuff that cares about you playing a second spell, sadly, aren't very costly. So getting them at a discount only is so beneficial. But there's some things that as you play your second spell, it does come in a little bit cheaper. So we're starting at the top with something like Codespell Cleric, right? If this is the second spell you play for the turn, you end up getting a +1/+1. So unfortunately, playing the Codespell Cleric as your second spell won't get a reduced cost because it's only 1 white anyway. But that's okay, it still gets you a +1/+1 and can still trigger your other cards. Now Monk of the Open Hand the other hand, I wonder which hand's the one that's open. Anyway, that was such a dumb joke. Why'd I even do that? Ignore me, y'all. This card, you want to play this first, so it really doesn't matter what you play second. So that's actually pretty good, and that's where you can get some of the extra benefit from the Monk class. Then Fly, we're playing this because 1, coming over the top is nice, having more flyers, fantastic. But connecting with your opponent lets you venture into the dungeon, which can get you extra cards, can keep your opponent from attacking, just kinds of different stuff you can be doing depending on the situation. Also, the first dungeon, that's the short one, also lets you do a lot of like draining the opponent's life unless they discard a card and stuff like that, which is pretty beneficial if you get a good aggressive start. 3 unsummons. This is a card that is one of the arena only card, whatever we call the arena availability list. So you can still play it in Standard 2022. You won't be able to play it in regular Standard, but that's fine. That's not what we're doing today. We're playing Standard 22, so we can go ahead and use this. And this can be used both offensively and defensively, so keep that in mind. You may want to bounce a dragon on their turn so they can't block, or you might want to just bounce one of your own things and protect it, and guarantee you get to play a second spell next turn. Also could reuse like a Codespell Cleric if you want to be able to play a spell and then put counters on something. Maybe you need to pump up 2 Monk of the Open Hand, so like there's a few different things you can do. You see a guard approach. This card is really good, and I've questioned if I should be playing 3 or 4 of them. The problem is the list is really tight, but I do like it. It is a little bit of an aggressive card if you need to tap a blocker down, which is kind of nice, but also give the option of just protecting a creature. A lot of times you're going to be protecting something like a Clarion Spirit, which has a huge upside, so good on this card. The flexibility is very nice for 1 mana. Then, of course, we just mentioned Clarion Spirit. 2 mana, 2/2, play your second spell for the turn. Get a +1/+1. Again, you want this to be your first spell for the turn, if you don't have it in play yet, and then play something else to get the 1/1. So again, you don't get that much of a benefit from the Monk class in that case, but still not bad. Great on future turns. Yuan-Ti Malison. We played this in another deck that was very heavy on the venture mechanic here. We're only going to really have 3 different cards that care about venturing, so this way they're just extra value. However, the thing about the Malison is that as long as it attacks alone, it can't be blocked. So you can get your opponent down to like 6, and then you can maybe pump this up and start attacking with this, and that's a great situation to be in. And you will win some games just from that alone. Then, of course, Monk class, we talked about that already. We're playing 3 Maul of the Skyclaves. This is the card I think that really sets us off. And I think in the games we play in the video, my first 3 or 4 games maybe that we played. I don't remember. The first 3, I think we didn't have Maul the Skyclave in, but then we added it after that. So you'll see those. And honestly, it made a big difference in the aggressiveness of the deck. I think it was very good to have that in there. It's a good late game card. It makes even some of the cards you top deck that wouldn't necessarily be good be at least sizable and relevant in those late stages. So really, really good. Glad we added this in here. And the card overall is just solid anyway. Then we have Nadar, Selfless Paladin, which, by the way, I want to point out, with Nadar, and even with Codespell Cleric, they both have Vigilance. So if you put Maul the Skyclaves on them, you can both attack and block. And being able to block with a 3 or 5 power creature that has First Strike, very good. Do not underestimate that. Then Grand Master of Flowers. Now, generally, this is a card we've kind of been toying around with in different lists, and it's good, it's bad, but here's the thing. We actually get to use both sides very effectively in this deck, because you can practically always guarantee you have a second spell by going and getting a Monk of the Open Hand. So you can keep your spells going, but if your opponent just has that big blocker or something you're concerned with, you can just put it on ice for a turn or two, and it's not going to be that unreal to see this actually get to 7 and be able to attack with a big 7/7 dragon. So I do like it a lot in this list. It does cost 4 mana, so we don't want to play too many of them. Partly because we are skimping a little bit on the mana to be able to give us room for all these cards we're trying to play. Speaking of which, our land, we have 8 snow-covered plains, 6 snow-covered island, 3 glacial floodplain, 4 Hingegate Pathway, and 2 Faceless Haven. I will say the floodplains are a bit annoying. You may even hear me complain about them in the videos a little bit, but necessary. We have a lot of situations where we might want like 2 white and a blue now, but then a turn later we might want 2 blue and a white, right? And we just have to have that flexibility. So not great, but it's kind of what we're stuck with and what's available in the format, so we're playing it. Only 2 Faceless Havens, but we're not planning on activating the Faceless Haven too often. It's really just kind of a get out of jail free card as a free land and can attack as a creature if the opponent sweeps the board or something. But outside of that, we're not planning on doing too much attacking with the Faceless Havens. But yeah, that's it. That's the deck list. As always, we're going to play the games, and then at the end of the games, we're going to talk about what we would change or update about the list, and then we'll have a card spotlight for you, as usual. Dun, 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 dun. That was a good little pickup. Don't hate that. And they have a Magda. That's perfect for us, actually. We picked up the Malice in here, though. I guess it isn't. Well, maybe. Alright, we're going to do this anyway. I think this is more beneficial. Alright. And then something big. Yep, the Kazandu Mammoth. Not a surprise. Let's go with this. I'm going to keep going with this. No attack, I don't think. They're just getting in for 2 isn't really worth it. Especially when we can possibly just put the Mammoth on ice next turn with the Grandmaster. Don't know if they have something more than... Actually, they're checking out our Nadar. Maybe they do have something to kill it. Let's see what happens. Alright, big 5/5. Ooh, a Dragon's Fire. That actually hurts. Yep, that is unfortunate. No blocks. Okay. Do we have any hexproof things?
Aid the underprivileged. They may be a god.
No.
Try to find the good in your heart.
Alright, get in there for 4. Downside is we can't play both of these next turn, but even having both of them isn't that great. All right. Followed by that Magda, I'm assuming. Come on, something lets me play another spell here. That'd be great. Not quite. Okay. Well. I guess we just hit that up.
Stay your hand. Let's talk.
Yeah, alright. I'm game. Okay, we're gonna trade one. I mean, we may have a dragon that's about to come down. Which, if so, we can at least protect against that. Don't know what happens after that, though. Alright, that's good. And that's one less real card we have to worry about. Though they do already have their Lair of the Hydra, so that's something to keep in mind. We don't get free ground attacks forever. Whoa, is the opponent not casting anything? Oh, okay, I was gonna say, like, wait a minute. That was about to be too good to be true. Alright, and a mascot exhibition, sure. Okay. Well, let's start by attacking. So we at least connect and get a card. Ugh. Okay. Well, double problems. It can make 2 flyers. I mean, that and this next turn. So let's go ahead. Keep this from attacking. Because that has trample. That's a bigger problem.
Take a moment to consider your actions.
Do this. I don't know if I just want to play this. And then save the fly till next turn so the opponent doesn't really know we have it. And it's cheaper to cast too. So there's a chance we could also get 2 spells next turn and get a 4/4 monk. Don't know if it'll matter, but it's a thing. And if we can protect the Grandmaster just a little bit longer, we can turn it into a 7/7. So we'll see. This is going to let us take a card from outside the game and put it on top of our library. I don't even know what I'd want to try to put there at the moment. Yep, lots of life for you. Oh, well, that's a thing. Why do we... Oh, did I not have the right thing set up for the sideboard? Gosh dang it. I need to fix that. Well, either way, I think we have to still stop that 5/5 or 5/4.
Justice will all. I shall not let you harm others.
Just trying to think of the best thing we could do here. 'Cause I'm definitely going to play the fly. It's just like, how do I want to handle this? Because this will be a 4/4, and we could just... You know what? Let's do this. Let's just do it. I was thinking about putting... Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Whatever. And then... Opponent's at 15. We know they're going to have at least 2 life more. Oh, boy. If they don't block there to trade, they could block here and then double block to kill it. But I mean, but that doesn't... Alright, sure. Let's see what's up. Actually, do we even get in with that? Let me connect for 3. I mean, I guess the opponent has to choose on which flyers to block, I guess, if we do that. Alright. I feel like this is just a bad situation. I just made it worse, but we'll see. Alright, figured that might be one of the blocks. Yep, that makes sense for the other block. Now it's just a matter of what do you want to do with these others. I'm gonna trade. Yep, and then have the 3-2 block the 2-1. You could also just block with the Innkeeper. Okay, that's fair. It's kind of weird to have a constantly flying Planeswalker. Hadn't really thought about that before, but it does make the whole board state just feel weird. Alright, opponent gave up. Clarion Spirit. Okay. We'll keep it anyway, though. Probably just going to play the Monk class out early, I think. Alright. Come on, untap blue land. Wind Robber, so we're doing that. Okay, then. Almost got it right, deck. Almost. What do we do? What do we do? I guess we go with this. I mean, the opponent's likely gonna kill it, but unfortunately, I think this is kind of our only real action here, so maybe this is what we have to do. They may also just be leaving up a counterspell, too. Nope, they're going to definitely kill that. Alright, makes sense. I would have done the same. Okay, well, we did get shields down. Would have been nice to get the Grandmaster down here, but doesn't look like that's going to be an option. And then we just pass. Alright, let's see what's up. How bad is it? Alright, they're going to connect. We're going to mill a card. Smartly double check to make sure I can't block. Not that I would have, though. This isn't nearly punishing enough for us to worry about. Oh, man, and they had a Blood Chief Source. That sucks. They're going to get to counter this. Boo. Alright, well. It's a dead Malison. Come on with it, opponent. Oh, no, there's just a flunk. They didn't even use the card. Ooh. Ooh. How gross. Well. I don't know how much more removal you have, but let's find out. Let's see what you're up to. Hey, lots of people coming through tonight. Thank you. I'm wondering, are they truly playing like a rogue deck or a mill deck? Like, what's actually happening? I'm really kind of curious, because it doesn't feel like it. I guess I'm willing to tempt it. I mean, if it's just counter spells and kill cards, then like nothing we can do about it. But at least this way we force them to kill the monk and then we can still attack with the auntie. Alright. Soaring Thought Thief. Sure. Probably not going to resolve, but you know, sure. We at least still get to protect the monk, so there's that. What do we do here, though, is the problem. Opponent's running out of cards. I think we just go here. Alright, it's a land. We sadly have to keep it. Unfortunately, the monk class doesn't do much here. The best thing we'd want to bounce is a Soaring Thought Thief, and that's only marginally valuable. Sadly, they have another card there. Oh, I didn't even know I left that on top. I guess it doesn't matter. We still need to draw a land anyway. Oh, they got rid of 3 lands in a row. And the land we get is a tapped land. How gross is that? That sucks so much. Sure, man. Like, this is just one of those ones the cards weren't going to let us win. Yep, kill our monk. Nope. Okay, cool. I mean, as much as I want the goblin token, I think I need the treasure token here. Like I said, you pick up a negate or something, because that would hurt.
I will not tolerate evil in this realm.
I mean, this really is just buying a couple of turns for the Grandmaster, but... they had another Thought Thief. Okay. We're dead. We don't even need to play it out. Like, that didn't do a whole lot of anything. Alright, we can't throw this back. I think I'm actually gonna... As much as the color is important here, I may just as well, like, not being able to play something on one, though it is mostly just this, but we do have other things. It does matter. Alright. Yeah, if this is the black-white mid-rangey deck, this is one I'm just going to write off and saying, like, this deck doesn't beat that. With no main deck counters or anything, we don't beat that. I'm 90% certain. I mean, we're just going to have to hope to get lucky and maybe they don't have the right kill spells or something here, but I think those are our only real outs. I mean, we're still going to try it, but... Oh, okay, well, this is Esper or something or other. I don't know what that's all about, but sure. Oh boy, this is not a matchup where I particularly want more monk class stuff. I guess we go ahead and attack here. See what the opponent's interested in doing. You know what? I'm actually willing to protect that. I hate it, but I'm willing to protect it. And just say, fine, if you want to spend on it, spend another card on it. Mostly because we can maybe get them to spend enough removal and stuff and end up getting through with Nadar, but like, I don't know. It's still all kind of questionable. The other problem too right now is like, monk class, you don't really want to bounce anything of your opponents is the issue I'm running into. Like, there's a lot of stuff with learn. There's stuff like the powerful stuff. You don't want to reset a planeswalker. You don't want to give them another Eska's chariot. So like, you know, we played many opponents where I'm like, I don't even know if I want to bounce anything. We're almost hoping to just bounce our own stuff. Which is kind of weird, but, I mean, you know, is what it is. How do we get the opponent to... Do you have another kill spell? Looks like yes is the answer. Yet another Vanishing Verse. Okay. Sure. Let's go with this. And this. I feel like we're going to have to play the long game here, so I'm going to go with this. Mostly because there's the middle one where you can like exile some cards and give you more spells to play. I think that might be the issue. Hey, thanks for liking the stream. We know they've already used 2 Vanishing Verses. I'm sure they have more removal. But I mean, we've seen kind of the beginning of their removal package. We'll see what else happens. Alright, can we draw a playable spell? That kind of counts. Not really what we wanted. Okay, let's do this. Okay, no counters. No instants over there. Alright. We will scry. Thank y'all for all the likes here. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you with all the stuff going on. Let's get rid of that. I think we just want to try to hit more actual spells now. Alright, blocking. Connecting. I guess we'll just make a treasure token. Alright. I'm going to assume we're about to get our board swept in some variety. Some capacity. Yeah, it's not as bad as we thought. Just an Outruns Epiphany. Oh, that's a... You know what? That's a thing we can bounce, though, and not feel bad about. We can bounce a bird token. Bounce a bird token, and it's actually productive. Onyx. Well, that saddens us a little bit.
Open your books to page 17.
Okay. Attacks or ventures into the dungeon. Just trying to think, because I can tap a thing during their end step. I can bounce the other one. I can get in and kill that. But this only if it damages the opponents. I'm probably going to regret not having the flying creature later. But situation being what it is, this is what I want. I'm actually going to not use this so I can save the treasure. I can't imagine I was wrong. Man, I guess I kind of want both of these. Yeah, we're going to end up using that treasure anyway. Alright, scry 2. Wow. Okay, then.
Guess you don't need
Alright, I guess I'll go ahead and do this. So at least we try to guarantee something happens next turn. Alright, down to 2 cards. What are they? Foretelling 1. Is that a counter? Because if it was an Epiphany, you just play it. They had plenty of mana for that. 2, 4, yeah, they had 7. So that would have been a non-issue. Could attack with the Faceless Haven here. But I think we're just going to go ahead and level this up. And if they bounce it, so be it. And I don't think it's quite worth trading. Oh, wait. Oh, poison the cup. Oh, Soul Shatter was not the card I was thinking about. Exile the top 2 cards of my library. I may play them or create 2 black. Let's make the skeletons here. And I'm going to hold on to this because we will have some extra stuff coming here, so we'll see. All right, what do we got? It's a land. Thanks, Stack. So if we play this, we'd be able to bounce something. We could play this, bounce that, attack with all of it. Not do anything with the Code Skip Spell Cleric here. Actually, it's not true, because we'll get to play the planes, right? Unless... Oh, saw it coming? No, negate. Okay. Alright. Well, that's a thing. Well, alright. You counter the cleric? I mean, I assume it's just a counter at this point. And, I mean, I guess they could be drawing cards or something. Okay. I mean, not much else we can do, really. They're going to scry? Sure. So they're not drawing cards during our end step. They didn't counter a Code Spell Cleric. Maybe they're just saving it for a better spell. Alright, we'll scry 3. We do have to keep in mind that we're going to get the top card exiled. So we probably want to get rid of this and leave these in here. So this will get exiled. Actually, I'm pretty sure. Hold on. At the beginning of our upkeep. Yeah. Alright. So this will get exiled. We'll draw this. So then we could play it and then cast this. So I think we'll leave those exactly as they are. This has had to be an oddly strategic game. Ooh, Morden Cannon. Not cool. Opponent's getting some cards.
The entire multiverse is my library.
We likely aren't going to be able to attack him down from 7. Unless we want to give this up. And just get in there with Faceless Haven. Which is not great, but I mean, we could still play this. We just won't get to play the Fly, which is sad. But killing Morden Cannon seems important here. I mean, if they have another Vanishing Verse, that sucks, but I don't think I can worry about that. Oh, actually, no, I can't play this, because that is not a snow-covered land. That's bad. That sucks, man. I'm gonna lose both these cards. Yeah. Don't really have a choice. I mean, if they have the kill spell, they have the kill spell. Okay, they don't.
Even a fool can affect the balance of the multiverse.
Good news is we know we have the Monk of the Open Hand, so we have at least one creature. 2, 4, 6. They need a land to be able to play their Mascot Exhibition. Which, there'd be no reason for them to get anything else, so it makes sense that's what they went and got. Sadly, it makes us really miss having this Fly. We have them in the backwards order. Oh, wait, is this infinite? I thought it was just the turn we got it. The beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of life for as long as it remains exiled. Oh! Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some groove in it. Okay, this changes things. Wow, okay. All right, then. We have some things to talk about. Divide by 0. On that? Okay. I'm surprised it didn't divide by 0 our enchantment. But sure. Okay, then. That's a weird choice. Not what I thought they were going to do at all. Alright, they got another mascot exhibition. Fair. What is this, then? Like, I don't know what's happening. Try this. Alright, so saw it coming. What's the next level? We get to draw 3 cards? Alright, I'm just going to connect for 3 then. Yep. Oh, well, we get to play 1 for free. I think it's going to be this.
I will defend the weak from the wicked.
Okay.
Let's talk.
Go ahead and play this. I guess it doesn't hurt to play this since we know what the opponent's hand is. Alright. So now we got spells we can play next turn. Yep. Lands. Those don't help our scenario here. Alright, we can keep the 4/4 from attacking. We can play both of these, which results in a 2/2, making that bigger. Actually, yeah, that works fine. That gives us another blocker. Make this bigger. It shall attack alone. Put the opponent down to 6. I could put the opponent to 5. Yeah, sure. I mean, at this point, increments are increments, so... to keep the 4/4 from doing anything. And we'll end the turn.
Within yourself.
This is take 2 life unless you discard a card, right? Yeah, opponent should have kept the card in hand. Alright. What you gonna do, opponent? Well, then I'm pretty sure that's game then, right? Unless I got something wrong. We just attack with this by itself. Can't be blocked as long as it's attacking alone. Sure. And no cards in hand. Alright, we got there. Whew. Well, the way that played out, I'm actually kind of okay with the deck. I think, if anything, there's a possibility that I would actually, as silly as this sounds, remove a monk class to play another... You see the guards approaching? But I don't think it's totally necessary. It's just nice to have another way to defend some of your creatures, especially if we're in a control-heavy environment. I could even see replacing one of the Maul of the Skyclaves and playing another one as well, just so that way you can have 4 ways to give something hexproof if necessary from all the spot removal. But outside of that, I think the deck actually was surprisingly fun, believe it or not. Not something I thought I'd say about it. I think the second card mechanic's a little weird, but I do actually like the 3rd level of the monk class being able to give you extra cards during your upkeep, and the fact that those cards carry over is also pretty nice. So I like a lot of what's going on with the deck list, truthfully, and this is probably the best version of what I've seen that can be done with the monk class so far. I also want to say that the majority, I guess the idea to play the venture part of the deck actually comes from MTG Jeff. Actually, I was saw a version of his deck as well that kind of helped spark this idea to lead to this deck list. So just want to put that out there. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Chalice of the Void. And I'm going to be honest here, there's no major strategy or anything to tell you about it other than the fact that be aware that if you want this thing, it's hard to find one under like $65-ish right now. The card is bananas. And I think it's just mostly as we all started getting back to trying to play paper more, and modern decks are a thing and tournaments are a thing, now people need this card. Even the reprinted ones from like Masters 25 are pricey. So I don't know what's up with this card, but I will say this. There's a chance it's going to come down because this is the exact type of card that would make for a great reprint for another reprint set for Wizards. I don't know what that would be yet, but I don't know when that would even be on the horizon. Realistically, we probably wouldn't see that until April-ish next year at this rate. So if you need one, you're probably just gonna have to end up shelling out or trading a bunch for it. If not, hold tight, see if you get some kind of reprint announcement here in the next few months to give you a heads up before you go spending your money. Now don't forget, if you want today's deck list, it will be down in the description below. And as always, you can get links to our Facebook streams, to our Discord, to our Twitch streams, and everybody's welcome in the Discord, whether you're a supporter, whether you are any type of backer of the channel, doesn't matter. It's open to everybody, and it's a good way if you want to just come get help with the deck list or ask questions or anything else, you can come do all that there. And as always, I have to say, if you haven't taken a chance yet, regardless of where you're watching this, please hit all the appropriate buttons, support, follow, make sure that way you get notified whenever I have the next video up. And that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.